The Gracefield Incident is a 2017 found-footage sci-fi horror flick directed by Matthew Rath and starring Lawrence Daphnis. This film follows a group of friends who take a trip to an isolated cabin in the woods, but things take a terrifying turn when a meteorite crashes the party and forces everyone to face their darkest fears. Better yet, this is an alien abduction film. Better still, it follows the exact same plot as the film Extraterrestrial that came out in 2014, but with the found footage gimmick tacked on. I am a massive fan of alien abduction stories. I will go so far as to say I've seen pretty much every one I could get my hands on. So, when this one became available on Amazon Prime, I had to give it a gander. This is going to be a spoiler-filled review for all those looking to see this film for themselves. To my disappointment, this film turned out to be a roadmap of cliches and completely unsubtle foreshadowing. It kicks off with our lead character and his pregnant girlfriend getting into a car wreck and her losing the baby, as he loses his right eye. This is something we've seen in 1,000 films 1,000 times before. But this disgusting cliche was quickly shattered by the main character building a fake eyeball camera and shoving it into his head, proving once and for all that found footage has officially run out of legitimate ways to make these films plausible. They then follow this by immediately introducing that one of the other characters has bought a brand new camera, making the entire eyeball gimmick immediately useless. Every single character in this film was extremely unlikable and heavily unrelatable. The entire film is populated by drunken, obnoxious asses. It's somehow simultaneously believable that all these guys are friends, and yet completely unbelievable that none of them are real human beings. Even with their attempts to make you sympathize with the lead characters, they're still the furthest thing from likable in any way. From beginning to end, every single person in this movie breaks every horror movie survival rule in the book. Quite literally one after another in some sequences. It's nauseating. When characters request everyone pack up and leave right off the bat, others just wave it off as not a good idea by literally saying, "Nah, I'm sure everything will be fine." Come on! At least come up with something better than that. I swear to God, this film was written by a fucking 12-year-old. There was no thought put into this. There couldn't have been. It's like some asshole just copy and pasted every basic horror film trope together into a string of bullshit cliches. And on top of that, all the dialogue in this film is mind-numbingly dull. People don't talk like this. This is the kind of stuff that everyone who knows any better knows not to put in a final draft. The camera work was all in the average, shitty found footage fashion. There was a sequence that was supposed to take place during the night that was very obviously shot entirely during the day, that the filmmakers then gave a green overlay and tried to pass off as night vision. It looked fucking horrendous. The choices in this film don't even make sense. For some reason, the aliens affect certain characters' phones and glitches them into constantly recording video. Why the holy fuck would this be a thing? Other than to give an excuse for the characters not to be able to call for help, and for the filmmakers to have an extra camera angle to play around with. Everything involving the physical aliens in this film was done with some piss-poor CGI, making this film another example of why CG should not be used if you aren't willing to dish out the dough. Granted, the CG in this one is better than some I have sat through in the past, but it's still not good enough. In my opinion, this movie is pretty much just a mockery of a subgenre that I love and hold dear. I'm giving The Gracefield Incident an F. I almost turned it off. I had to force myself through to the end. It honestly could have gotten a better grade if they had at least tried, which I don't feel that they did at all. And if you aren't going to try to make your film good, what's the point? I mean, for God's sake, the eyeball gimmick had no place in this film. It didn't contribute to anything. As a fan, I implore other fans of alien abduction films to let this one slip under the radar. It's not worth your time. It's more likely to piss you off than entertain. This is definitely one that I'm glad that I didn't take the risk and buy when it hit home video. If you enjoyed today's segment, feel free to click that sub button to stay up to date on all my latest reviews. Click that little bell to be notified on all future uploads. If you'd like to show your support for Embrace the Film, consider becoming a patron. For as little as $1 a month, you can help me produce more content each week. If you have any suggestions for the show, or for films you would enjoy seeing reviewed, or if you have a short film that you would like me to review, feel free to leave a comment below. Don't forget to drop a like, and I will see you all next time. Thanks for watching.